I have seen, honestly, so much of disharmony, so much of pain. I have seen people are outside our house, my office, and people are reaching out via any way possible for help for the last 3 months. I know their pain because I have been through COVID. I know I was in four walls for 15 days. I understand this disease is lethal. It plays games with your mind, and I'm thankful to God that I did not have a severe case, and I kept a strong mind, and I got better gradually in 15 days. But the people who had a severe part of this disease needed oxygen, needed ICU beds, needed the help of the administration, the government, to look after them, to provide for them. And I have seen total incompetence, and people are dying, and everybody knows in this country. I don't need to say it. The 5 state elections, the spiritual rallies, everywhere in the Kumbh rally, the Gujarat rally, all of that, the panchayat elections, all of this recurring for 2 months, 3 months, have caused this disease to spread, and people, especially in rural areas, who in the first wave in 2020 did not get the disease, had to bear with it because everybody returned to their villages after the spiritual rallies, after the rallies, election rallies, and they lost their loved ones, they lost their lives because the infrastructure was so poor. If we were going to do all of the rallies and spiritual whole melas, believe you me, we should have not exported the vaccines. We should have made sure that the vaccines are given to every citizen. And I tell you, they should have started in those states where they were having their elections. They should have started first giving those people, the citizens there, get vaccinated fully and then do the rallies or whatever way if it was a need. But it is completely haphazard how they handled the vaccinations. And this has been spoken by the Congress, by my family since December, asking for vaccination drive to be much more stronger, more organized. But unfortunately, we were told that we do not have any COVID era happening here anymore. COVID has left the country. This is all in January and February. And that if my family said also that there'll be a tsunami with this disease, it was humored, it was laughed by the government. And today, for the last 3 months, we have faced completely disharmony, and we have had losses. I don't even know what word to use, which will actually be able to. We are going to talk about this in history. I mean, it is really something that the number of lives lost. So I can keep on talking on this one question of yours throughout because I've had first-hand dealing with people. As I said, that I've had COVID, so I know what they've been through. But
Yeah.
their situations were worse because I did not need medication, very heavy medication like remdesivir or other medications. I did not need oxygen. I did not need ICU beds because I was asymptomatic. But all I'm saying is the people who did, and I know that I was getting calls at 2 in the morning, 5 in the morning. However, whatever help we could do, we did. Believe you me, we did. We sent whatever possibly we could do, we did. But it was by the administration and by it's completely disorder, and there was no organization in any way, because why would you give your vaccinations away? Why would you give your vaccines away to other countries when we are such a huge population and we will require it, especially if you're going to go and do rallies and if you're going to do spiritual melas. I mean, if you're going to let those things happen. So all I'm saying here is that these things have to be, I mean, you're in government for the last many years, and you can see that this is, we've had 2020 with already the first wave. We should have been much more organized and prepared for the second wave. And we were just feeling overconfident for some reason that India has the immunity to bear this and we don't have these issues. So I'm saying it is, and we should not be at this point of time saying we've overcome it. We are in a better position today. Yes, we might be in a better position. Logically, for what reason? Because we had the lockdown. So when we have the lockdown, obviously we are not dealing with people. And but how long can we be locked down, and how long can we be away from engaging with people? Because all the traders, the shopkeepers, all the karigars, how will they survive? There's no structure. There's no help from the government. They can't go and live in the villages. They have to earn a living. Whatever they specialize in, they have to be involved in that. It's been 7 weeks of lockdown. I mean, it's like the same thing you do in your petrol prices. You keep on adding small bits and pieces so that you don't let people feel it. The same way, every week you keep increasing your lockdowns. Okay, it's a need of the hour, but how are you compensating for the people who are not working? I mean, we talk about people getting rations. We talk about everything is talked via media. But if you go the ground reality, when you go and see them, they all are complaining, we have no food to eat. They talk about open vaccine drives and we've done this, we've done that. People are still waiting for where is our vaccine? How do we get a vaccine? They're using their Arogya Setu and every time they're rejected. You say, okay, fine, now vaccines are available. I mean, it went from 150 to 250 to 1200 and 1400. How will a normal common man afford a 1400 rupees worth of vaccine, first dose, and then after the second dose? I'm saying that we talk about, even today, my people were saying, sir, I've checked since yesterday the whole day, where can I go to, which center can I go to get a vaccine? They're saying only there are no vaccines available for 18 and above at the moment. Okay, so they're saying that how will we get a vaccine? And it's still, they don't know which center to go to get a free vaccine, as per said. And if you're going to say there are free vaccines, then why are you saying 25% in private hospitals can charge a certain amount? And it's not organized, that first come, first service, and and people have no knowledge of where to get the vaccine, no knowledge after the vaccine, what is the effect that it has on your body. If you have a side effect, if you have an effect that can be harmful to you, if you get a fever, if you get some kind of complication, they get worried, they get scared. What is happening to my body? So what I'm saying is that they need to be getting some knowledge on what to do and how to do and what the vaccine has. Okay, but vaccine is a must, but you might have side effects, and how to deal with it. They have to have the knowledge. Secondly, there are no vaccines available. There is no place that we can call up right now and say, oh, my whole group of people have gone for the vaccines. This is a myth that free vaccines and free this. They are calling up from morning, everybody's calling for the vaccine. There's no vaccine available, and they're saying only 18 plus is not getting it right now and things like that. I'm saying that, let's not play with people's lives. We need to.
Sir,
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, yesterday Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a centralized vaccination policy. So, what is your take on it, sir?
See, this has been asked for since December and January by Dr. Manmohan Singh, my mother-in-law, Rahul, and everybody, and other opposition parties have all come together and requested and said this is the need of the hour, a vaccination drive for the whole country, and that has to be focused. And there has to be some accountability. Why did the vaccines be exported when we have such a huge population? And now we are importing from different countries and we are requesting for different countries to give us vaccines. Okay, whatever it is for the people of the country, but believe you me, you go to the ground and there should be a survey. You go to anybody, ask them, do you get your vaccines? They say, sir, हम कहाँ जाएं? हम जहां आरोग्य सेतु इस्तेमाल करते हैं, जहां हम बोलते हैं वहां वो हमसे पैसे मांगते हैं, या पता ही नहीं, अब वो कहते हैं कि अभी वैक्सीन है नहीं, या कहते हैं कि 18 वर्ष के ऊपर के अभी वैक्सीन है नहीं. So all of these things are ground reality. This is reality from people I'm listening to. I'm asking. If I'm going to be speaking today, I've asked the people around, what are your difficulties? What are your worries? And today, if an announcement is made, yesterday, people are hoping that some change is coming about and maybe there'll be some vaccine available. From morning, everybody's trying, there's nothing available, there's no change made. Nothing's going on. There's no vaccine available at all. If somebody calls up, आपका 18 वर्ष की उम्र, and then they're also saying that Arogya Setus are not working and they're trying to get the vaccine. So they're still in difficulty and they are not in a shape to pay 1,400-1,500 rupees for one vaccine. So please tell us which are the centers to go to. Please tell us, do we have some knowledge if some occurrence happens there of after effect of getting that? You have to give some kind of understanding to the people who are taking the vaccine. And also, what is the method and where are the centers that they can go get the vaccine? Immediately, that should be put on TV. It should be broadcasted. It should be told, go in this area, go to this place, this place, this place, and everybody can go and get their vaccines. So you can't just say now vaccines available for free and 25% will be charged in private hospital. But which are the centers? Which are the places? Which are the this thing? There. All my people, all people are calling. I mean, people whoever I meet, there's nothing available.
Yeah.
So yes, go ahead.
Sir, also it has been reported of hiding COVID-19 data. Priyanka Gandhi has also been raising this issue for UP. What is your take on it, sir?
It is facts. We are not getting real data. We are not really getting to know that, yes, we made a mistake by having the melas, by doing the rallies, by allowing rallies, also panchayat elections, and also in Gujarat. I've seen all these photographs, and social media is very powerful. Now they're trying to even control social media and shut them up and don't show this and don't show that. Exactly what I'm saying. We will never know the actual numbers. We will never know but actually, you know what? We will never know via media, but people know today. People have understood that the government's not really helping them. People have understood that we all have to help ourselves. And everybody will come and say, oh, we are doing this, we are doing that. Governments, local governments, regional governments, and also the central government. They will keep promising and making things. But if you go out there, one is the numbers are not correct, which have been shown. At least 10 times that amount is existing. If you go to hospitals and talk to the doctors and they said the cases are rising and the cases are there. They're not saying the cases are depleting. And they're saying, yes, maybe the oxygen is not required that much or we don't need ICU, but the cases are rising and cases are definitely there. And there are shortage of medicines. And they are saying vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. But where to go? Which is the center, which is free for the people who cannot afford, and they cannot afford also because for the last few months they cannot work. They haven't earned anything. For them to pay 1,200-1,400 to save their life is also become a difficulty because they've spent all their money in either hospitals, saving their loved ones, and they haven't worked for last 2-3 months. So they economically, it's a disaster again.
Yeah. Sir, also, I wanted to raise this point. Priyanka Gandhi has been repeatedly raising the issue in UP, the death numbers, the COVID cases. Also, elections are coming up in 2028, 2022. Do you see Priyanka Gandhi as a UP facer? What do you, your take on it, sir?
See, I tell you one thing, at this point of time, we should not even talk about mega elections. How are we talking about mega elections when we've just come out of elections that caused disaster, deaths, I mean, disharmony, I mean, economic disaster? There has to be some other method or mode to overcome these regional elections and keep people safe. Keeping people safe is more important first than getting their votes. And yes, I mean, my country, my family will do everything for the people to get justice for the people as democracy should exist. And elections will actually unearth what is the truth. But how are we going to conduct that with the kind of population we have, the kind of
Yeah.
the kind of it's not election result. The outcome of those elections, the 5 elections that happened, look at the mayhem that happened after that of deaths in abundance, of the widespread of COVID. I mean, super spreaders. The doctors cannot manage that. The hospitals, we are not equipped.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of infrastructure to deal with that kind of population falling ill. If elections comes, there has to be a proper method. There has to be a proper way to conduct it. Yes, and I don't know if they can stay home and vote or how can they do it. Whatever they can do, they have to find another method of doing it, because if you have another elections just to win a state, you are going to have the third wave, which is going to come up before then you can manage it. And yes, our full focus should be on managing the third wave, if it at all comes. And if it does come, which we are hearing from all the reputed doctors, if it does happen, we need to prepare that. If especially if they're talking about children, if they're talking about children being victim to the third wave of COVID, we have to
Sir,
give that focus. Huh? Please tell me.
sir, also the Indian economy is on a downward trend. Now, this pandemic has further added on the worst of the common man and specifically on the daily beggars. Any suggestion do you want to make on the prevailing situation, sir?
Countries around the world who've dealt with COVID, with the pandemic, they've helped each family, each citizen. And it's not only giving them a little rations. It's not only, I don't know, you have to help them medically. You have to help them by giving them some kind of funds or whatever for them to, buy their rations, survive, because they have lost their jobs. They are scared to go to work or engage with people because they feel they will get the disease again and they will not have the monies to pay if they survive this. The government has to come up with proper schemes and regionally and totally see every area that either they get a certain kind of some kind of funds or some kind of work or some kind of way to handhold these people who have to survive this time. And around internationally, governments do give amounts to every citizen to stay home, and monthly they will get a certain amount because they have to survive. Reducing bills, reducing your taxes, reducing bills of electricity, water, and whatever else. They have to get into that, because if they still stay home and they're using all the structures and infrastructure to survive, they have to pay those bills, and the bills are double the amount because now the whole family is staying at home. So a lot of that has to be looked at. The electricity bills are high, the water bills are high. We have to subsidize the rates of vegetables or something or the other that is provided. So it's a hand holding. It requires a lot of thought, and it can be done, but it requires to be above party lines. And if you're in government or not government, work with regional and central and regional states have to get together to work this out and to survive this time, because there could be a third wave, there could be a fourth wave, there could be a fifth wave. But if we want to survive this, we have to come together above all our issues and all our one-upmanship and stuff like that. Right now, it's the people who are suffering. This disease is becoming bigger than all of us.
Sir, also I wanted to add on, during this pandemic, as an opposition, Congress party should be strong and raising the voice. Don't you think so? Rahul Gandhi ji should take the position. This is the time when he should take the position of president. What is your take on it, sir?
See, right now, I don't think any of us are looking at positions. All we are doing is helping people in abundance. He's helping people in UP. Priyanka is helping people in UP. People helping people all over, the nation. And we find ourselves just occupied with calls and our people in different states to go out there and provide whatever we can, to help as many as we can, to see what we can do. So the thought of who should be president or what position we should take, believe you me, it is not there at the moment in our mind. Our mind is to help the people, even from whatever state. It's not even a state that we have a government in or whatever. We are just getting calls and we are just getting requests and we are just helping as many as we can. So that is our prior focus, my family's prior focus.
Sir, as you have been raising always important issue, we will see you in active politics in future, sir?
You know what? I'm in politics, but actually not in politics, but I'm in politics because this government cannot differentiate between me being a businessman and a politician. So every time my family goes out and they do something good for the people, they come out and they trouble me in my business. So because they keep troubling me, I engage with the people and the people come to me and they see good in me and I reach out and I do more for people, but not being through via politics. I do it via my own means. I go out, I help people, I'm doing everything possible. So people see me as a politician or with the ideas and ideologies or the strength to help them and a good vibe for me to be in politics. But as I said before, right now is the time to help people, to think of them and not about myself. And when the time comes, I'm always here for the people and I will participate and I will, represent people who feel that I'm capable of making a change or taking them ahead in future. So politics is part of my being, it's part of my wife's family and part of my being anyway now. I have to deal with it every day. So yeah, but it actually...
So in future, we can see Robert Vadra coming in active politics, right?
Yes, for sure. As I said, I do everything a politician does, but without being in politics. A politician which is meant to do, but without being in politics. So I'm not in parliament. I don't have any authority or anything like that. But yes, when the people come to me, I speak for them. Whatever I speak is only what I feel that people have gone through, some misery or some issues or whatever the governments try and hide under the carpet. I try and unearth that and bring it ahead. On whatever backlash I have, I am too strong now and I have dealt with too much of 10 years of this kind of trouble from all different governments that I will take it, whatever comes my way, but I will speak for the people, I'll work for the people, and I'll do everything I can for the people. That's for sure. Nobody can stop me with that.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें और हां, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए News24।